Hello, Steve White, Steve RC9. Well, I am delving into Doctor Who. I finally have jumped in. I was afraid of Doctor Who because there was so many years and so much history, and I wasn't sure how to get into it. And I procrastinated for literally, well, I was going to say decades, but yeah, decades. Um, Buying the box sets, not watching them. Aware that I had the content at my fingertips on ABC, but aware that there are a lot of episodes missing, but they were kind of frequently being found and restored and being done animated versions of the audio and stuff like this. And I sort of, where do I jump in? Do I wait till it's finished and we've got all the episodes, or will they ever have them all? And I just focused on other things and never got there. But then I got really tired of it. I was interested in the new season of Doctor Who. I was interested actually in the Lady Doctor because of all the controversy. So I watched Flux, and I managed to catch the Legend of the Sea Devils on ABC just live. So I just watched that on TV. So I could sort of do a review of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor because there was so much controversy around her. And then I liked the idea of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor because I'm gay and I like black men. So why wouldn't I like the gay black Doctor? I mean, it's made for me apparently. So because I'm not a racist and I'm not homophobic. So I kind of wanted to see that, but I didn't want to wait until I watched all the other 11 seasons and the other like 20 years of Doctor Who. So I thought, you know what? I've got access to a few episodes, a few stories from each era. I'm just going to watch them and do a little bit of history, which I didn't want to spoil. That was the other thing. I didn't want to read about the history of Doctor Who and then spoil the episodes. Then when I find them and go to watch them later, I don't want them to be spoiled by something I read in some, or saw in some documentary about the series. That was the other reason why I didn't want to go back, because the only way to do it was documentaries and specials and like some guy did like this 4-hour documentary on the history of Doctor Who. Another guy did one in 11 chapters where they're like an hour each. And I sort of thought that'll be great, but I don't want to then go back and find it spoiled a whole bunch of episodes. So I wasn't sure how to manage that either. So that's the other reason why I got stuck, because all the historic content and documentary content I thought would spoil the episodes. So, but I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do them all. And I watched all the documentaries I could find, and also bought some books. Like I got the newest official guide with the Ncuti Gatwa era, but unfortunately it's only the first season. I'm like, you filmed them all together. You should be able to have, information on all the episodes that Gatwa did in this volume. This should be up to date. It was released this year. And I know the series wasn't released this year, but they could have had content from that without spoiling stuff in this. I'm very disappointed that it only covers half his era. But oddly enough, it covers a lot more content from some of the newer Doctors than the older Doctors. I'm like, that's accessible. I can find that. So there's a little bit of a review of Doctor Who: The Official Guide, because everything that's in it is it's all in universe. I thought it'd be more of it says the official guide. I thought it would show what year the show started, how the seasons ranked, how many episodes they did, an episode list, episode guide, stuff like that. No, it's all fictional. It's like, well, the Doctor came here and did this, and the Doctor met this alien, and the Doctor had this companion and all that. I'm like, well, that's fun and interesting, but I was wanting like more of a history/guide of the actual series production and history. Apparently there's like a 70-volume version of that somewhere, and some books. I think that some people did books by decade. So I'm still trying to work out the Whoniverse. It is so extensive. It's very easy to get lost, and I've got no one to guide me, because none of the Whovians are particularly friendly to people who aren't already Doctor Who fans. I've reached out a bit to the Doctor Who fan bases and fan pages and done a few videos. I really didn't get any advice or help from anyone. So it looks like they're more insular than Star Trek fans. So okay, on my own doing this. But yeah, so I know I got Wikipedia and that. And one good thing was they did a monsters book, and it's really annoying. I saw a couple of Doctor Who books on sale for cheap in one of the local bookstores. There was the Monsters, like Secret Life to Monsters, I think, in one of the other books. And I nearly bought them just because I thought it'd be cool to have some Doctor Who reference books that refer to the history of the characters and the monsters and stuff. And they had so many copies, I thought, I'll get it later, and I never did. And I just ended up buying it on eBay for like $10 more than what I would have bought it in person because of postage, but not too bad. But I also found there was, because that Secret Lives of Monsters only covers a bunch of them. For 288 pages, it only covers like 10 or 15 of the monsters from the chapter page I've seen. Then they did another guide called 100 Scariest Monsters, and I thought, well, someone photographed the actual contents page. I'm like, okay, well, I can Google each of those monsters separately and get more information, because the book just has a double page of each, and it's just got some photos, a brief, explanation of what the creature was, Doctor Who's interaction. It says like what planet it comes from, what, doctor met it, and that's sort of it. So it's very simple, and it's like, I'm not going to buy that book because it's got such little information, and I can actually Google probably all those monsters and all their history and get more information through, the internet than actually is special. So I'm still trying to work out which history books are the best to buy. I can't buy 70 volumes at $30 or $40 each. But there do seem to be a couple of ones dealing with it, but it's very difficult. They really made a monopoly on holding back the history of Doctor Who for fans and making them pay a lot of money for it. The only other thing I grabbed was a couple of annuals, which was great. I got a Doctor Who one from 1979, which was produced in 1978, very good year. A lot of really nice art in here. A couple of comic stories, a couple of storybook stories. And this one from The Other Doctor, because it was $10, and, I saved on postage by getting them both together. Because I remember this Doctor vaguely. I saw this Doctor and I thought, my God, who is this blonde guy? He looks like he's going to play cricket. He's not Doctor Who. Because I was only familiar with repeats of the Tom Baker Doctor Who. And I've gone over 6 minutes. I was trying to keep it to 5 minutes, but I can't. But yeah, so this is my first foray into Doctor Who. A couple of annuals from the 80s and the new Doctor Who annual, and of course all the resources of the internet. And there must be a couple of Doctor Who specific sites that deal with the history and all that. I just haven't found them yet, so I'll go looking for that. Like I've seen a bunch of names and pages, but I haven't had the time to actually look at them to see what their actual content is. So yes, this is just sort of my little warning. Because also the annoying thing with this guide is when I looked at the page of the front with the year to see what year it came out. Was it 2024 or 2025? It was 2024. But this book has been reprinted about 5 times since, I think, 2015, where each time they just add a new chapter for the new Doctor. So I could have bought this about 3 times based just on the title alone, because only one of them refers to, I think, the 10th Doctor or something. The rest were just like the Essential Guide, and I thought, well, that'll give me a good background. And I would have ended up buying the same book twice, but with extra chapters. So you got to watch stuff like that. It's very tricky. You got to do your research, and that's what I'm sort of in the process of. But I've been talking for 7 minutes. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Maybe ding the bell. Look at the chat. Look at the channel for different videos, because YouTube won't be putting them up because they don't support small content creators like myself. And if you know a little bit about Doctor Who and you want to share, some resources, some advice, feel free to let me know. If you're in the same boat where you're interested in Doctor Who but you're scared of the history and it looks like too much to jump in, let me know what you think as well. I'm going to go. Bye.